Let's welcome back in two of the best. We have Avery Johnson and Tim Doyle here going on with the latest in the NBA. Of course, things are changing fast and furious. Avery, let's start with you. We're talking about what's next for Kevin Durant. Of course, a lot of questions when it comes to the Suns right now. What do you think is next for him?
Well, I think next is a new team. It's just a matter of where, KD can land. The movie has ended. The curtains have closed with Brooklyn. I cannot see under any circumstances that Kevin Durant returns back to the Brooklyn Nets. So it's just going to be a matter of how Brooklyn navigates through the trade scenarios and what they can get in return. A lot of those general managers are all out in Las Vegas meeting behind closed doors, trying to figure it out. So, they'll talk to Phoenix, they'll talk to Miami. Obviously, you brought up Toronto. There may be a surprise team. Who knows if Golden State tries to get back involved, if that's something that Steph Curry and Draymond Green, the two loudest voices in that organization as it relates to KD's return to Golden State, what type of opinion they're going to have on it. So I just think it's going to take a little bit of time, but the Nets right now, they're not in a rush. They got to get something done, especially when they can get the most out of this trade. And right now, I think they're trying to hit a grand slam, and they're not trying to hit a single. And that's why this is taking a little bit longer. But Kevin Durant will be on the new team starting next season.
Yeah, and this is the second time, Coach, that we have seen the Brooklyn Nets sign all these free agents, right? Do you remember when they signed Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, and that was going to put over, and they lost picks for years. And then they were trending in the right direction. They went, let's blow that all up. Let's bring in all these free agents. That didn't work either. That's what I'm trying to say about the Knicks. I'm kind of like, you kind of going in a good direction. You picked up a good piece with Brunson. Like, let's not blow this whole thing up. You get draft picks and you draft smartly. The team that I, as a basketball fan, want to see Kevin Durant go to, Dallas Mavericks. How about pairing him alongside Luka Doncic? How about letting Kevin Durant pick the brain of Mark Cuban, who was the first owner to put PlayStations in players' lockers, put them up in five-star hotels, custom airplanes. When he was doing that 20 years ago, everybody thought he was insane. And now that's become the standard. Mark Cuban's always a step or two ahead of everybody else. And Kevin Durant, give him credit off the floor, he has his hands in a lot of different entities because he knows he can't play forever. The great Kobe Bryant, go back and look at some of the things he said post-retirement as far as getting involved in other businesses, other ventures, other entities. And now you pair Durant with, a guy, Luka Doncic, who easily could be the MVP this year, in a team that I believe he puts them over the hump, playing alongside of Cuban. I don't know where Kevin Durant's going to end up, but I'd love to see him in Dallas.
Yeah, and I think that would be great for the Mavericks fans, especially yours truly, who's here in Dallas. I would love to walk a block and watch Kevin Durant and Luka Doncic put on the show. I just believe they're going to have to get another team or two involved, because I think the players that's on the Mavericks roster outside of Luka Doncic, especially since they lost Jalen Brunson, are not nearly attractive in a trade basically between the Nets and the Mavericks. But if you get a third and a fourth team involved, maybe they can get some more of the players back that they think are younger, like a Tyler Hero, that type of a MO of a player. But I don't see this team making a trade just basically, team to team. They got to get a third or fourth team involved.
Avery, out of curiosity, I mean, when Kevin Durant requested this trade, every single team was like, okay, what can we do? How do we get him here? I mean, and obviously the Mavericks probably did that, but is this something that they would even seriously consider?
I think they were saying, yes, I can't even get the words out of my mouth fast enough because I've worked for Cuban for 4 years as a coach, and I played for the Mavericks and I had a stint there playing, and I know basically how his brain works. So if they can get involved and they can make this happen, believe me, Mark Cuban has always been an outside the box thinker, a guy that loves to make things happen. As Tim alluded to, he's been ahead of the game in terms of amenities and and the whole overall fan experience. So to be able to bring Kevin Durant to Dallas, man, that's something that he would do like yesterday if he could pull it off.
If he can pull it off is the question there. All right, let's go to Kevin Durant's current teammate, Kyrie Irving, who decided to opt in. Of course, we're not really sure if he will end up being there or another team. The number one team that's been thrown out is the Lakers. Tim, that offer right now, or that deal, I should say, according to a lot of experts, doesn't seem very likely to get Kyrie to LA. I'm not sure your thoughts on it, or what's the potential now that he could play in Brooklyn next season?
You know, when I see what Kyrie Irving has been going through in Brooklyn, it reminds me a lot of the great Vince Vaughn from Wedding Crashers, as far as being forced into a dating situation where he doesn't know if he's interested. Now she's getting interested, but I'm not that interested. Now that I'm interested, maybe she's not interested. That's what I'm watching with him in Brooklyn. Like, he's not interested. Now they're interested. Now he's starting to get interested again, but they're interested in moving him somewhere else. Like, I'll tell you this right now, it's a mess. And if I'm running a team, I am not going into my ownership group saying, you know who we need? A guy that it didn't work out with LeBron in Cleveland. He went up to Boston. It didn't work out with Tatum and Brown. Then he went to Brooklyn. It didn't work out with Durant. I don't want him. You know, I thought the whole Brooklyn thing was going to be a dumpster fire. And I'm not saying the guy's not an amazing one-on-one basketball player. He's an amazing scorer. He averages almost 30 points a game in the NBA. He treats NBA games like I treat like noon runs when a chiropractor's guarding me. Like, the guy's unbelievable, but he's just not a great teammate. And I think that, you know, I think now this is the third time this has happened in another place. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. And I think Brooklyn is forced to deal with him right now. It's been an utter mess ever since he's come there. So I don't know what to tell you, Coach. I want nothing to do with him.
Yeah, this domino is going to fall once they figure out what's going to happen with Durant.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.